Hey guys, it's Miss De Los Reyes. Today we're learning about function operations. So I'm going to show you two different methods for doing this. The first method that we're going to do is we are going to do the operation first, and then we're going to do the plug-in. Later, we're going to do the opposite. We're going to try the plug-in first, and then we're going to do the operation. This makes no sense to you right now, but it will. Okay. So let's look at the first method. So this is method 1. Operation first, then plug-in. Okay, so here you have two functions. You have the f of x function and the g of x function. And then if you look at what it's asking you to add the f of x function to the g of x. So the f of x function is 5x minus 3. The g of x function is x plus 4. And I'm getting that from right here, what's given. Okay, our problem tells us we need to add it. So we're going to add these two expressions together. So combine like terms, 5x plus x is 6x. Negative 3 plus 4 is positive 1. We're not quite finished yet because we haven't done the second step. The second step is to plug in. We're going to plug in this input. So this is the input value. The input's going to go inside the x value. So now we have 6 parentheses, the input, which is x plus 5, and then that 1 is from right here. Okay, now we're going to simplify. So we're going to distribute, that's 6x plus 30, and drop down the 1. So that gives us 6x plus 31. Answer choice C. Okay, next problem. So we look at what it asks us to do. It's asking us to subtract. So we're going to take the f of x function. We're going to subtract the g of x function. The f of x function, according to the given, is x squared. The g of x function is 2x. We are going to subtract them. When I look at the x squared minus 2x, I can't combine like terms or do anything else to simplify it, so I'm just going to leave it like that. So now I can go ahead and I can do the plug-in. My plug-in is 2x plus 3. That's the input. So I need to put it inside of my x variable. So now I have 2x plus 3 squared minus 2 times 2x plus 3. Okay, so now we're going to simplify this. I'm going to simplify this first. That means 2x plus 3 times 2x plus 3. I'm going to multiply that together. I'll get 4x squared plus 6x plus 6x plus 9. Simplify that more. That's 4x squared plus 12x plus 9. Okay, now I'm going to do this side. I'm going to take the negative 2, distribute. That's negative 4x minus 6. So now I have, I'm going to drop this down and recopy it. Negative 4x minus 6. Actually, yeah, that's right. So I have this right here. That's not simplified, so I'm going to need to simplify some more. So let me come up here and do that. So I have the x squared term, so that's 4x squared. The x term and the x term, so that's 12x minus 4x, that's positive 8x. And I have 9 minus 6, that's positive 3. So my answer is 4x squared plus 8x plus 3. All right, next problem. This one says we're going to multiply. So we're doing the operation first. So we're going to take f of x and we're going to multiply it to g of x. F of x is x squared. We're going to multiply it to the entire g of x, which is x minus 5. So I'm going to put parentheses around that. So now I'm going to simplify it. So that gives me x squared times x is x cubed. X squared times negative 5 is negative 5x squared. Can't simplify anymore, so now I am ready to do my input. So I'm going to plug in the negative 4x inside of both x variables. So that's negative 4x cubed minus 5 times negative 4x squared. And now we're going to simplify. So I'm going to do this part first. Negative 4 to the third power equals, and remember, if you're using your calculator, you're going to want to put that in parentheses. You're going to want to put parentheses negative 4, and then you're going to cube it. Okay, so when you put that in your calculator, you get negative 64, and then x cubed will be right there. Here, based on order of operations, we need to do that part first. So negative 4 squared, that's going to give you positive 16, and then x squared. This still needs to be multiplied by the negative 5. I'm going to go ahead and drop down this negative 64 x cubed right here. I'm going to distribute. Negative 5 times 16 is negative 80, and then I recopy the x squared. So this is my simplified answer. Negative 64 x cubed minus 80 x squared. Okay, problem number 4. Take a look at this. You have this little circle here. That little circle, that is saying you need to compose the two. This is called a composition. It's a type of operation. So with a composition, what it's asking you, it's saying the composition of f and g, the input is x minus 8. What it's asking you to do is it's asking you to plug in the input into the g function first. So I'm going to go to the g function right here, which is x squared plus 1, and I'm going to put in my input, simplify, and that's my answer for g of x. Now that answer here, I'm going to put it inside of my f function. So now I'm inputting into the f function. My f function is negative 2x. So instead of this x, I'm going to put in what I got for my last problem. So negative 2 parentheses x squared minus 16x plus 65. Distribute, and then I get negative 2x squared plus 32x minus 130. Okay, so now let's take a look at the next method. This is method 2. And you decide which one's easier for you. I'm going to show the same 4 problems, but with plugging in first and then doing the operation. Okay, so here with method 2, I'm going to take the input and I'm going to plug it in first. So here's the f of x problem, which is 5x minus 3. And then here's the g of x problem, which is x plus 4. I'm going to use my input to plug in first. So I get 5x plus 25 minus 3. So I get 5x plus 22. That's for f of x. Then I'm going to do the g, so input x plus 5, and then plus 4, so that gives me x plus 9. Now that I've done the input, step 2 is to do the operation. So the operation here is to add them. So I'm going to take my result from f of x and I'm going to add it to my result of g of x. So 5x plus x is 6x, 22 plus 9 is 31. All right, next problem. Again, we're going to do method 2, which is to plug in first. So you have your f of x problem, you have your g of x problem. My f of x problem expression is x squared, my g of x is 2x. My plug-in is 2x plus 3. So 2x plus 3 squared. So when I work that out, that's 2x plus 3 times 2x plus 3. That's 4x squared plus 6x plus 6x plus 9, which is 4x squared plus 12x plus 9. Okay, then my g of x, I have 2 times my plug-in, which is 2x plus 3. Simplify, that's 4x plus 6. And then now it says I need to subtract the f from the g. So I'm going to take this f, I'm going to subtract the g. This is my, let's see, f. This one is my g. I need to subtract those two. And I'm going to need a little bit, let's see if I can do this small. So I have 4x squared plus 12x plus 9 minus the entire 4x plus 6. So that means I'm going to distribute. So I have 4x squared plus 12x plus 9. Distribute the -1, that's minus 4x minus 6. And then I'm going to combine like terms. So now I have 4x squared plus 8x plus 3. Okay, next problem. We're going to take f of x, and we're going to take g of x. We're going to do them separately first. So f of x is x squared. Input is negative 4x, so I'm going to put negative 4x here. Simplify, that's 16x squared. Now I'm going to do g of x. G of x is x minus 5. I'm going to input my negative 4x. I'm going to simplify negative 4x minus 5. Then I'm going to do the operation, which is to multiply. So I need to take this and multiply it to this. So I have 16x squared times negative 4x minus 5. Distribute. 16 times negative 4 is negative 64. X squared times x is x cubed. 16 times negative 5 is negative 80 x squared. So the answer choice is A. For composition, there really isn't another way to do it. You have to do it in order that we did it before. The function that's closest to the input, so here, g, so input into the g function first, then into the f. So really there's no way to do it besides the way we already did it earlier. Thanks for watching. Bye!